Okay, we're going to do something a little bit different today, something you guys aren't used to seeing me do. 2018 Dodge Charger with a Hemi, rear-wheel drive. The typical things that people would say about Dodge, just right off the bat. Valve seals leaking in the heads, the exhaust leaks on the 5.7s, the differential issues and stuff like that. And typically can be known as leaky motors, but I have not had that experience with the 5.7s that I've driven. The leaky exhaust, yes, the manifolds do leak, and 70,000-80,000 miles you'll start getting like a tick hiss, and you think it's something wrong with the engine. It's not, it's the exhaust system. But there have been valve seal issues as well. Let me continue this. I'm going to do the review. I'm going to flip the camera around and show you the car. Very simple, easy layout. Got a nice little, it's got nice sound to it for it to be stock, but you know, of course, it's the same restrictive stock exhaust. Leather interior, paddle shifters, sunroof, heated seats, heated steering wheel, and then manual control on the selector lever as well. So I'm going to go ahead and lift it up in the air so you show you the underneath. So starting from the back of the vehicle, I pulled the lower engine cover out front, just so you guys know. I didn't want you to be, look how beefy the exhaust is on this thing. I mean, there's some fucking pipes on this, man. It's got exhaust valves back here. Sometimes manufacturers use it for back pressure, sometimes they use it for sound. Small thin fuel tank on the side, not very big at all. Just the fuel system right here. Lower control arms look pretty beefy. I mean, stock tubing instead of round hollow tubing. This vehicle, somebody's already put brand new brakes and rotors all the way around, so I mean, not bad overall for a stock car. X-pipe. Very, very clean, simple setup. No leaks. Very nice, simple setup. If you had to put a new rack, assembly in this, the electronic rack went out easy. I mean, there's a bolt there, there's a bolt there, there's a steering selector nut, right? Bolt right there, and that whole, and the outer tie rods, that whole assembly dropped right out of there. I mean, that'd be easy if that went out. AC compressors on the driver's side. Oil filter, easy access. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and change the oil and stuff on this thing, put the lower cover back on. Let's go take this thing for a test drive. So I'm going to drop the oil in it, and our house brand is QFL, and this takes a QFL 25 is what this takes. And it's 7 quarts of 520, so that's, I'm going to drop that and then put it back down, put the cover on it, we'll roll. So to get this filter off, there's no real good spot to put your hand if somebody tightened it too much. So what I used a 76 millimeter 14 flute oil filter cup, and what that means is it's 76 millimeter, but it's got 14 flutes, 14 flat spots to grab the filter, and that's what this was. The oil plug was a 13 millimeter on this, and remember, it's 7 quarts of oil. So I've got somebody getting in it right now so you guys can hear what it sounds like when it starts up. So now what we're going to be listening for is that standard Hemi tick. Listen. can hear it a little bit. Heated rear seats as well. You got dual climate control. Auto, both front windows are auto, up and auto down. Like the big screen. Kind of looks a little cheap, to be honest with you, but I kind of like it. Center, very nice. Sunroof, auto. I'm not a fan of sunroofs, but this is kind of cool. The spots where you're talking to your phone are actually right above your face, which is nice, instead of it being somewhere around your visor where you're touching it all the time and can get it dirty. They're actually up here out of the way, so when you grab your visor and flip it down, you're not always brushing up against your... Okay, oh, nothing fancy about those, just standard. Different garage door openings, sunglass holder. Let's get this thing out on the road. This is a trade-in, so whenever I get these vehicles and I have to inspect them to be sold, I really inspect them. I mean, I make sure that I check everything that could be checked. Super responsive. It's very, very easy to get the tires to spin in this thing. Yes, very easy. Big old brakes. Has nice stopping power. Nothing too fancy about them. The response of the throttle, very, very quick response. The only thing I was a little shook by was whenever you go to shift it and reverse to drive, it takes a second for the shifting. Drive to reverse, reverse to drive. There's a slight delay there that I'm not used to. Even in the throttle just now, there was a pretty big delay before it actually started to take off. Let's see what we got going on here. I'm going to do a 20-mile-an-hour roll and then punch it. So let's just do 25. Oh, she gets loose quick. The whole car started to go sideways, so let's try it at 35. I got sideways again. Never mind. Maybe I just need to roll into it instead of punching it, because 25 it slid sideways, 35 it started to slide sideways. This car's got a lot of juice, man. What are they, like 380 horse or something like that? 380, 400 horsepower. You know, I don't know the exact numbers, but something like that. 360, 380 horsepower. Half throttle. That was half throttle, and this thing is freaking booking. It's moving. So let's do it at, let's try it at 45. Punch it and see what happens. Much better. This car really has a lot of balls, man. It's a very, very, very nice ride. Really tight suspension. You feel it. The whole car moves it as soon as you... The whole car moves with it as you go. You feel a lot of the bumps. I mean, it's not a comfort ride. This is a sports car. So, not bad though. I can't complain about it. I mean, overall, not bad. I actually really enjoy this car. Very much enjoy this car so far. Easy to work on. Simple setup. Easy engine belt changing right up front. Nothing in your way. Easy oil change. Nothing super fancy about any of it. Just overall, really simple sports car that's very enjoyable. I wish I could do more extensive testing on this, but unfortunately But fortunately, it's not my car. I can't beat the living hell out of it like I want to show you guys. But what I can tell you is, from a general person's point of view, I love this car. This car is an absolutely great performing car. And some of the stuff inside seems a little cheap compared to what I'm used to, but it's a sports car. If you're after power and that somewhat of a comfort level, this is it. It's going to be cheaper than most V8s that you want this kind of power from. It's got a lot of nice feature to it. The aesthetics on how everything flows, it's pretty decent overall. I'm not so much into manufacturer bashing. I'll talk about the pros and cons, but I don't really like to bash manufacturers. I think it's an unprofessional thing to do. But overall, I really enjoy this car. It's super, super nice. So this is just a basic small review. It moves. This thing shits and gets, and that it is what it is. So thanks, guys. I appreciate you. Thumbs up, like the video, subscribe to the channel, do all that other good stuff. Help me keep building this channel. Thank you. I appreciate you all. God bless, and I love you all.